Okay, Vinay's question is, as you see it, it's a jumble sentence. So let's quickly identify what the topic sentence is. On their, who is the their? Their senior managers, okay, by making a straightforward change. By making a straightforward change meaning something has happened for them to do this, right? Those decisions, what decisions are we speaking about? But contradictory clue word, so it can't be the topic sentence. We believe, who is the we? It's impossible to eliminate risk from strategic decision making, of course. So looks like there, all of this kind of ties into C being our topic sentence, right? Because if you look at the repeat words, tough decisions, and there has to refer to someone. So we know that the topic sentence is definitely C, setting the context. Senior managers are paid to make tough decisions, and tough decisions itself being your clue phrase to start with, right? So E has to follow. Much rides on the outcome of those decisions. What decisions? The tough decisions. And executives are judged based on what? What can be the right? Ask questions, right? Ask questions, it will help you logically connect the next part. So senior managers are paid to make tough decisions. So much rides on the outcome of those decisions, the tough decisions, and executives are just judged based on what? So imagine a logical scenario, right? When are you evaluated on? On what basis is somebody assessing you? It has to be on their overall success rate. If I am giving you a task, if I am giving you a project, how will I evaluate you? Based on the success of that project, right? How well it has come through. If I have to give you, okay, you've done a really good job, when will that come? Only when I see some success in the task or the project that has been handed out to you. So quite rightly on their overall success rate, A, okay. So we have a connect right here. So CEA is a definite link. Senior managers are paid to make tough decisions, much rides on the outcome of those decisions, and executives are judged quite rightly on their overall success rate. Okay, so far we good. I'm going to take Rishika's sequence, okay. I'm going to put it here. CEA, B, D, G, F. We'll see. So far you're good, Rishika. Let's see if the remaining sequence also makes sense. Now, if you don't know, if you're stuck here and you don't know what can be the next sentence, look for links, right? This sentence has to follow this sentence. So look for links like that. Do you find any links like that? Look for clue words again. Now I am looking at another repeat word, which is not really repeat word, but I am looking at this contradictory hint word, but, okay? And I'm seeing two things, which is saying possible, impossible, right? Someone saying it's impossible, but somebody else is saying it's possible. So let's see if there is a connect between those two, which is F and G. So Rishika, what you are doing is, this connect is Paka, GF, right? Where it says it's impossible to eliminate risk from strategic decision making, of course, but we believe that it is possible for executives and companies to do what? Significantly improve their chances of success. How? By making a straightforward change. So this sequence, the links you got right, but the sequence is incorrect. Now this has to come after this, right? It's impossible to eliminate risk from strategic decision making, of course, but we believe that it is possible for executives and companies to do what? To significantly improve their chances of success. How? By making a straightforward change. Are you following? So CEA, GF, BD. So your links are correct, Rishika, but the sequence is wrong. So all we did is we looked for quick repeat words and links and formed a logical sequence by asking questions. Asking questions is an extremely important factor when it comes to jumble sentences. A lot of us don't do that even while we practice, but we need to get into a habit of doing that, right? So your final sequence is CEAGFBD, right? There is no specific reason why D is the closing one. Logically, as per the sequence, it just happens to be at the end. If you ask me, I think these are complete sentences which are just broken into parts, right? I don't want you to look at it as separate sentences. So if you ask me, this whole sequence, which is GFBD, is quite possibly just one sentence, because that's how it makes sense. Let's read it again. It's impossible to eliminate risk from strategic decision making, of course, but we believe that it is possible for executives and companies to do what? to significantly improve their chances of success by making a straightforward change. So for me, this entire thing has to be one sentence. It's just broken down into different parts. And even this one, E-A, also seems like one sentence. Much rides in the outcome of an executive are judged quite rightly on their overall success rate, right? That makes sense. Jumble sentence, but let's understand what her query is. So Aisha is saying, here the correct sequence is given B, A, C, D. So she's saying there is one sequence given, but her question is, why can't it be C, D, B, A, A? Okay, so let's go by the logical sequence that is given here. So they're saying this is 1, E is 2, A is 3, C is 4, and D is 5. Okay, this is what they're saying. So let's go by this logic quickly. Most who arrive here have endured arduous journeys of thousands of miles hoping to cross to the United Kingdom. So who is this arrive here where? Okay, I have a question with that anyway. The Channel Tunnel offers asylum seekers a way to make it to the UK without risking a dangerous crossing to the English Channel by stowing away on either a high-speed passenger train or a freight train. Okay, accessing either type of train. So I know that EA is a definite link wherever that is, right? Because it's making reference to the train, high-speed train, freight train. So either accessing either type of train, which is either a high-speed passenger train or a freight train. So EA is a definite link. Involves significant risk and accidental deaths occur almost weekly when people leap onto moving trains or stumble under vehicle tires. Fine. Then C, a few days before we visited the camp, a Sudanese man named Joseph was killed when he was run over by a car on the highway. Okay, now I understand. So if you look at, and then CD says camp residents were protesting the police and not stopped the driver. So I know C and D again is a link because it's referring to the same accident that happened. So our question is, should we start the sentence with B or C, right? That's the question basically Verma has. Now my only connect is, if you look at C and D, it is actually expanding or illustrating the accidental deaths, which is established in A, which means C and D is only an example of that. So that is probably why the sentence starts with B. However, the problem with some of these jumble sentence questions is they just take one paragraph from a larger context, right? So there is some sort of a background here which we obviously don't know. So most who arrive is definitely not the beginning or the first paragraph of this topic. There has to be some other information. Okay, so there has to be some other information or some sort of background to this, which means logically B, E, A, C, D is the sequence. B, E, A, C, D is the sequence, right? However, there is some prior information to B which we don't have. The context is not complete here, but that's probably one of the reasons why B, E, A, C, D is the right sequence and not the other way around, C, D, B, E, A. C, D can't start because CD can't start the sentence or the context because CD is only giving me an example of the accidental deaths which have been established in A. Yeah? Okay. So accidental deaths occur almost weekly when people leap onto moving trains or stumble under vehicle tires, and this is an example of that. A few days before we visited the camp, But like I said, there's a lot of these things. Before B, I'm sure there is some information that is missing for us. This, I'm sure Verma is clear, so we're going to move forward. Yeah, link sentence is correct. See, this one, I think that was a reason why Ayushi probably put this up, because B, for me, I can assure you and tell you, even though I don't know what this context is about, it cannot be the first paragraph of this, whatever this topic is. It has to be some paragraph somewhere in the middle where there is prior information before B, which we don't have. And that's the problem with some jumble sentences like this, where we don't know who is the most and who is the here referring to.